Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to the Cricket Happening Show. In this part of the Cricket Happening Show, we know two matches are coming up tomorrow. One is the second test match between England and South Africa after England receiving that drubbing in the first test where only they could capture 2 wickets of the South Africans. So that is a preview I will be doing about the second test match which is going to be starting tomorrow at Leeds. And then we also would look at I'll also do a preview of the West Indies versus New Zealand clash in the second test match, which is going to happen at Sabina Park in Jamaica. Now, as you know, West Indies have already taken a 1-0 lead in the series, just a 2-match series. So New Zealand get another opportunity here to square the series, if at all they could do that. But it looks highly unlikely with Daniel Vettori missing this particular match. And even West Indies have few injury problems. Ravi Rampal is not there, but Tino Best, who not only did well with the ball in England, also became become the number 10 batsman to hold the record for the highest number of runs hit by a number 10 batsman. Unfortunately, missing a century, so he is back into the side. So, well, let's look at the. Let me start off with the preview between England and South Africa. Now, England and South Africa, after what happened at the Oval, now this is the second investing test which is going to happen at Headingley in Leeds. And Headingley in Leeds, if one would remember, it normally aids the bowlers. So that is going to be the key. So for England, so whichever team wins the toss probably would actually insert the opposition, probably trying to take advantage of the cloudy conditions that prevail at Headingley in Leeds. For England, let's look at England and see what England has to do to get out of this, get out of this hole that they find themselves in entering the second test. For England, well, Andrew Strauss and Alistair Cook has to really put up a very good opening partnership. They have to really put up a very huge foundation, I reckon. So Andrew Strauss and Alistair Cook have their job cut out tomorrow. And then Jonathan Todd, well, he was looking good, but still he needs to really carry on. Kevin Peterson looked well in patches. He needs to come up firing on all cylinders. Ian Bell, well, he played his part. He was doing a wonderful job there, but Ian Bell has to continue in that particular vein. But as far as the changes are concerned, James Taylor is the one who has come into the team. Ravi Bopara is out of the side, as Ravi Bopara failed, as you know, in the first test. James Taylor takes his bench. James Taylor is a very diminutive wicketkeeper, he's basically, his batting is very good. He just now, he's coming on the heels of a 163 that he scored for his county Nottinghamshire. So he comes into the side. So that would be, one has to really wait and watch what James Taylor can come up with against the South African bowlers. Matt Pryor, the wicketkeeper, always lends some stability, but he also needs to, basically all the batsmen from England need to fire, and then the work would be cut out for the bowlers. Now bowlers, it would be James Anderson, Stuart Broad, and whether it is going to be Tim Bresnan. It doesn't look so. It looks like probably Stephen Finn might get a nod here because they would like to test the waters. Tim Bresnan was ineffective the other day, so Stephen Finn, probably with his height and bounce, could pose a few problems for the South African batsmen. So that is the best bet for England, according to me, tomorrow, with Stephen Finn playing, which will give us an idea as to what Stephen Finn can do, because Stephen Finn with his height and bounce can could really surprise the South African batsmen. Graham Swan, as you know, he's a world-class spinner, but he needs to really come to the party tomorrow. For England, they have their work cut out, and what is going to be interesting is whether this pace attack, Stuart Broad, Anderson, Stephen Finn, whether they would be in a position to dismiss 10 South African batsmen in the Headingley test in Leeds. So that is going to be the question after what happened at the Oval. Looking at the South Africa, well, for South Africa, well, if you look at the team, they are looking absolutely confidence personified. Alvaro Peterson needs to get his form right, but Graham Smith and Hashim Amla are in their pink of form after that Oval test match. Jack Scalise also in tremendous form. A.B. de Villiers, well, he didn't really get a chance to really bat a lot there. So A.B. de Villiers would be chomping to get a crack at the England bowlers. Jacques Rudolph, JP Duminy. These are the players who never batted, so they would all like to get a knock there. And the bowling, well, that looks very, very incisive. With Dale Steyn, the express bowler, as you know what he did in the first test match and what a great bowler he is. So he would be the one who would be handling the new ball, along with probably one on Philander. One on Philander for me would make a big difference, even though he didn't take lots of wickets in the previous test. But one on Philander, according to me, at Headingley, Leeds, would be quite a handful, because the ball would be there would be a lot of assistance for the bowlers. There would be a lot of swing and seam movement, and one on Philander would be the person to watch, according to me. Monet Markel, well, he with his height and bounce is almost he's a real competitor, and he would like to really turn it on there in the second test match here at Headingley in Leeds. And Imran Tahir, the right arm leg spinner, well, he has been showing his real promise, no doubt about that, but he really needs to get something special out at Headingley in Leeds. But what is going to be really interesting is how the England bowlers are going to get 10 South African wickets. After what happened in the Oval, one has to wait and watch. What is the game strategy? What is the strategy that the captain and the coach Andy Flores put through to get the South African wickets through the England bowlers? So that is going to be key, and I'm sure Tim Bresnan might be missing out tomorrow, and I think Stephen Finn should be given a chance on this particular track for sure. Well, but Tim Bresnan could also, according to me, even Tim Bresnan could prove quite a handful in this particular track, because as I said, Tim Bresnan relies on a good swing movement. So well, if Headingley Leeds probably definitely presents that opportunity, whether the selectors are definitely going to bring in Stephen Finn and replace Tim Bresnan, that is something to be seen. Well, so now let's leave the Headingley Leeds and now head towards the West Indies versus New Zealand preview. This is the second test match which is going to be played at the Sabina Park in Jamaica. Let's look at as you know, West Indies have already taken a 1-0 lead in the series. There are only going to be 2 test series. This is the last test match which is being played in this test series. For New Zealand, one has to look what are they going to do, because what they have to get over is one is, let's talk about New Zealand first. First, let me talk about a big miss that New Zealand is going to have, because New Zealand, on the eve of the test, they have lost Daniel Vettori. Daniel Vettori is out of the match due to an injury. He's not going to take any whether tomorrow, so definitely they have to replace a spinner with a spinner. Now, whether Tarun Nethula, the right arm leg spinner, would make his debut, so he could be a surprise packet tomorrow, and that could be the best bet for New Zealand, because West Indies predominantly, one sees they are a bit weak against leg spin, and I think Tarun Nethula making his debut, it would be a blessing in disguise, even though Daniel Vettori is not there, but whether he can really take this chance with both hands and really go past the West Indies batsman, that would be the question. For New Zealand, the batsman Martin Guptill, well, he was in good nick. He made 2 consistent knocks in both the innings. Daniel Flynn has to really get it through. He has been looking good, but he has been faltering at the final moment, which he has to get to. Brendan McCullum had a good knock. Brendan McCullum, Ross Taylor, they are all expected to play some big knocks. We are the most experienced players in this particular team. Ross Taylor, the captain, has to lead by example. Kane Williamson also has to play a very good knock. He has to really he was looking absolute class. The way he was stroking the ball, it was absolutely sweet, but well, he really needs to carry on. Dean Brownlee, I was a bit surprised that he couldn't get much runs, but definitely he's a person who is definitely tailor-made for test matches, and I'm sure Dean Brownlee would definitely come good in this particular match. Now, Kruger Van Wyk was very impressive, even though New Zealand lost it. He tried to collect as much runs as possible with his innovative batting, and he looks to be a good prospect. He plays well, so he would like to carry on there. Look at the bowling. As I said, Tarun Nethula will be replacing Daniel Vettori. The bowling will be once again in the hands of Doug Bracewell. Neil Wagner, the debutant, he's a very aggressive guy, and I really like the look of Neil Wagner, what he does on the field, and Chris Martin. Now, Chris Martin has to get all his experience out. Whether on this particular track, whether he will be able to do that, it remains to be seen. But Chris Martin has to bring all his experience into the picture, because as I said, this New Zealand team is not very experienced. Doug Bracewell, well, he also has to really combine well with Chris Martin. Neil Wagner, I mean, he's just playing his second test match. You can't expect much from him, but whatever opportunity he has got, he has impressed one and all. And Tarun Nathula, as I said, could be a surprise packet, and he's the specialist spinner tomorrow, coming in place of Daniel Vettori. Well, West Indies too have injury problems. They don't have Ravi Rampal, who was bowling pretty quickly the other day and was bowling with lots of purpose, and he was really hitting the deck very hard. But unfortunately, he's not there. He's out of the match, and Tino Best is going to take it. So Tino Best will definitely strengthen the team, no doubt about it. There's been a lot of competition in this West Indies, so West Indies have healthy competition as far as batting and bowling is concerned. Now, if you look at the team composition, Tino Best gets into the side. Tino Best will, he likes to really bowl fast, and he's also another aggressive bloke, which I really appreciate. And Tino Best would like to give his all, and probably prove to the selectors that he needs to have a permanent slot in the team. And also his batting will be a big asset. As you know, he holds the record for the highest number of runs scored by an individual, coming in as number 10 batsman. So he would definitely like to carry it further what he did it in England. And for West Indies, well, Chris Gayle and Kieran Powell were looking absolutely. Kieran Powell looking, is looking, showing a lot of promise with his knocks there. Chris Gayle, what to talk about him? Chris Gayle is absolutely superb. Asad Fuddadin was looking impressive on his debut there. He did a good job. Marlon Samuels, what a classy test player he is. Shivnarine Chanderpaul was the one to miss out, as you know, in the first test. And this is not going to happen again. And New Zealand will be definitely wary of that Shivnarine Chanderpaul, what he can do. He can stonewall, he can stay at the wicket, he can get runs, he can really frustrate the opposition. And if Shivnarine Chanderpaul gets into the party, that would be, I would say, it would be smooth sailing for the West Indies. Narsingh Devanarayan was looking very good the other day with his batting prowess. Dinesh Ramadhan is also a very good bat, in addition to the wicketkeeper. Darren Sammy, what he can do with everything, whether it is a bat, ball or in the field. Darren Sammy is always there. And the captain, he is absolutely marvellous. I thought West Indies' success really hinges on this man, Darren Sammy, like how India's success hinges on Mahendra Singh Dhoni. I think Darren Sammy carries the team very well. What a wonderful captain he is. Sunil Narine, well, he would like to get those tricks up his sleeve and try to once again befuddle the New Zealand batsmen. Whether he can do that, or whether New Zealand win this battle or Sunil Narine wins the battle, remains to be seen. So that is going to be the test for the New Zealand batsmen. And Kemar Roach, as you know, he comes out on 5-wicket haul, and he has been very consistent with his 5-wicket hauls. The other day too, he has taken a lot of 5-wicket hauls now, and he's looking to be a very consistent bowler. And well, so that is an happy augury for West Indies. So all in all, we are looking at these two test matches coming up tomorrow. One is at Headingley, Leeds. The other is at Sabina Park in Jamaica. So keep an eye on them. I'll be back with probably not a full match report because I wouldn't have time. I would be doing probably a cricket update tomorrow. So that's it from me, your host Ram, for the cricket show for today. See you all tomorrow. Thank you.